Thank you, everybody, for your amazing talks. I listened to everybody's talk in detail, and I took notes on everybody's talk, but I'm not going to just give you a summary of what everybody said, because you've all heard that already. But it was actually amazing to see how much really interesting, engaged, partnered, public-focused research that we've developed across the mobilities focus area in the centre. And to see how Julian was just saying, you know, mobilities can really be one of those core questions that draws us together, because mobility is, as mobilities would scholars would argue, one of the most fundamental things that we all do in some way or other. So, like, collectively, I believe that we've delivered and we continue to deliver an excellent range of projects which together really create this series of key insights into Australian automated and AI mobilities and their technologies and the systems. They tell us about the politics and the power relations. They've told us about the ethics, the technical design challenges, the data and the knowledge that we can access about mobilities, and the people also who live with and experience and use mobility technologies. So we've kind of covered such an amazing range today. I would believe that as a team, we most likely have a stronger vision of the possibilities, benefits, and dangers of mobilities in Australia in this contemporary moment, and I think that's something to be incredibly proud of. And partly I think that's because of our interdisciplinary scope. There are some things that I think it was difficult to develop and confront today, partly because the talks were so short. And I think what we achieved was incredibly impressive. I would have liked there to have been more discussion of theory and concepts. And I was actually writing that before the last presentations, and then Rowan and Julian came in and precisely discussed theory and concepts. And I found in my own talk it was very hard to get any discussion of theory and concepts into that as well. So it's not a criticism of anybody at all. But I am a really strong believer in the role of engaged scholarship and public scholarship, with scholarship as the kind of term there that I want to emphasise. And I would have loved to have learned more about how researchers in the centre are actually mobilising that conceptual and theoretical layer of knowledge across in their work, and how it's actually influencing the way that everybody thinks. And one of the reasons why I think it'd be great for us to explore that at some point as well is because I think very often we are still talking over each other rather than with each other, and when we're working from our own different disciplines. And we could do more then, I think, to learn how to speak together from our disciplines. I think we are doing that, but we need more. Sometimes I heard computer science colleagues make assumptions that social scientists would argue were wrong, and I also heard social scientists critique technological systems in ways that I think that computer scientists and engineers would argue, but no, those systems really do have benefits that you're missing. And I'd love to actually bring us together to really iron out some of those differences and questions to see where we are actually really all on the same page, because I believe we all want the same things, because we're all emphasising inclusivity and safety and all of those questions that we've ended with. I think there's a bit of work to do there, but I think the symposium is a great starting point for us to begin with that. One of the things I thought was curious is this question of what is a human? So we had humans in the loop, we had users, we had personas, we had publics, we had consumers, we had stakeholders. But what are all of they? That's all of us as well. So how do we also consolidate, and I speak from the people programme there, I think, also what we mean by people in the centre, and how we can bring that together with what we mean by data, what we mean by machines, and what we mean by institutions. And the other reason I'd like to know more about theories and concepts is also because I actually believe that bringing the conceptual level is where we can actually talk about things that we might have in common. There were a few concepts that did jump out. Questions around inclusivity, but also questions of privacy. Those are the concepts, which might mean slightly different things to some of us coming from different disciplines, but they're super important to all of us. That's what we've been doing in the Trust in ADM project in the centre, which has, for me, been really beneficial in terms of thinking about how do we bring together how different disciplines and different sectors understand the same concept, and how do we use that as a connector. So just to end, I hope, and I think it has for me anyway, I hope that the symposium's given everyone a better sense and understanding of the research that other disciplines and programmes are doing. I hope it's given us a better idea of how to access and collaborate with other groups' expertise and what value it might have. So I'm kind of excited to see how it'll help us to think through the next phase projects and how we work together. I also think we could create a book publication from the symposium, which might also even play that dual role of bringing our work together to show us what we're doing as a centre and where we connect. But also, as I said, I think we know more than any other group that exists about Australian mobilities. And I think that bringing together those research perspectives, we can say, you know, what does it look like to look at the data, the institutions, the machines and the people and bring them together and to say something new about Australian mobilities. So again, thank you so much, everybody. It's been a really wonderful day. We've worked hard. And again, thank you to my co-organisers and all of our professional staff who worked with us to bring us together. It's been fabulous to actually see what we've done in this field over the last few years. So I want to just say thank you to all of you and applaud you.